I'm mixed feelings now. I'm not sure how to follow up on the previous talk, and at the same time, I know exactly how to follow up on the previous talk. So I'll try to combine those. I'll tell you a story of three men. Try to imagine them as clearly as you can. First man is a young, hard-working, blue-collar structure worker in the Soviet Union. He works hard every day. He does whatever needs to be done to support his family and everyone. However, one day, and you must know that in the Soviet Union, job safety, work safety requirements weren't really as developed as they are nowadays. And he's working on the top of an 11-story tower. It's bad weather. It's relatively late in the evening, over hours and everything. And he's working on the platform, and the platform falls. He dies. He leaves his wife and his daughter, and he dies. And that's it. This man's life is over. Now there's another man. He's lived two times as much as the first one. He's a loving grandfather, a loving father, a loving husband. He does everything that he can to support everyone, his friends, his grandchildren, his daughter, his wife, and he does it no matter what. He's worked hard throughout his life, and he still goes on despite the fact that 60 odd years have passed. And there's one evening, he's walking, he lives in the countryside, it's winter and it's really cold, it's -15. He's walking to a different house, a neighbor, but it's countryside, so the houses aren't really that close. And he has to take the highway because there's no path to the woods because it's all snowed up. And again, the conditions aren't really in this man's favor. There are cars passing by, and it's dark, and a big truck that's carrying logs hits him, and he falls in the gravel next to the highway and lies there for an hour and a half, freezing in -15, unconscious. And I'll cut that story there. There's a story about the third man, and this man is the most positive person you will have ever met in your life. No matter what, he remains optimistic. Even when he lays on his deathbed in the hospital, and his children and his grandchildren are visiting, he's still positive. He still thinks about the future, not just about himself, but about his family and his friends and his loved ones. He's around 75 years old, and he has cancer. And no matter how positive he is, that's not something he can overcome. But he still dies being the most positive man you will have ever met. What if I told you that these three men are the same person? And I have had the pleasure of knowing this person. This person is my grandfather. He died when he fell from the tower. For a few seconds, he was revived. His feet were replaced. He spent a year in the hospital. He recovered. Not just recovered. He could run, he could jump, and he fixed cars. He continued working as a mechanic, and he could lift up, like through different techniques. He could lift out the engine of a car on his own. And no matter what happened, he would still fight on. And even when the second thing happened, even when after the first accident, the car hit him. He again laid in the hospital for half a year. And he would still recover. And he would still go on. And he would still soldier on. And I visited him on his deathbed when I think I was it's clear to everyone in the room, including himself, that he doesn't have much time left. But still, he talks to me and he encourages me. He talks about my future and he tells me that he will teach me how to drive a car. I still don't know how to drive a car. But I will learn. The life lesson that I'm telling, I'm sharing, isn't mine. I'm a proxy. I'm telling through me. It's his story. The story itself, what we always really emphasize is that you don't have to be the best man. You have to be the best man you can be. It's not about others. It's not about, who you study with. It's not about like how well you can speak publicly or anything compared to others. It's how much you improve over yourself, how much you strive, and how much you fight for what's worth to you and what's important to you. And I would like you to think about just a second, just a minute when you take the transfer to the lunch menu or when you packing your bags. Just think about what you've learned at this session and how have you become a better version of yourself. Because I know for a fact that every single person here has. And once you realize how, that's a great step